And we are live. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the lunch stream, the stream where we hang out and talk shop with you wonderful people here on a hump day. I'm Ranger J 1999, and joining me is my heterosexual life mate, Dr. Medicine Woman, who for once has not got 20,000 meetings going on. And can
hmm
actually join us for the lunch stream, so that's nice. Oh,
Today,
I even got an update on my phone because I've been checking this. We are live. I can't believe it, Finn. It's actually YouTube did it
so
right.
yeah,
I
no,
like
today
that
is
thing.
actually not terribly busy. So I was streaming actually earlier today. I was
Oh,
doing a cooking simulator with people on Twitch.
okay.
So
As
we did cooking
as
simulator, and we ended like an hour ago. I had some more stuff that I needed to finish, and I can still make it to the lunch
well,
stream.
yeah, you know. I mean, as besides doing real cooking, let's do a simulator. That's not real cooking. You could be making stuff,
You know what real cooking makes more dangerous than virtual cooking? And I'm sure you can relate to this.
but
Messing up your mother's kitchen.
no, because I'm very good about cleaning that shit up.
Yeah, it
Because,
doesn't matter. I will still clean it up, but it doesn't matter.
hmm,
It doesn't matter. She does not want me messing with her kitchen, so I'm going to eat cook.
yeah, I'm the opposite. It's like, what
Keep
can I?
everyone happy.
Yeah, when I cook, she's like, "Yep." So usually,
Mm,
if I use the kitchen, I usually clean up everything. But the kind of the general rule is like if someone cooks, the other one does the dishes. So a lot of times, I'll be streaming or doing stuff, and she likes to cook, so she'll cook something up, and I'll go upstairs and get the dishes squared away, which is a nice thing to do. I think that's a fair trade off, right? So yeah, so welcome to the lunch stream. We're glad to have you guys here. If you're new to the program and wondering what this is, we're just here to have fun and talk shop about Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. We'll do a lot of the traditional stuff that we do. I will suffer through mod depression. Yesterday was especially creamy awful. And then we will do a roster review. We always do that, and then we'll do your questions. So if you've got questions, all you got to do is put those into the chat. When you put your question, put the actual word question in front of your question statement, and then that helps us with Nightbot to get it designated, and we can scoop it up out of Nightbot. Just helps us to filter, so that's why we have it set up in that format and stuff. And then make sure you give us a thumbs up, subscribe, comment. Make sure you say hello in chat. We like to shout out all the skewers and everybody out there. So get your greeting in. We'd be more than glad to hear from you and say hi to everybody. And yeah, so just a typical Wednesday. We had the news yesterday, Finn, of Chewbacca 3PO. It kind of took me for a second. I was like, oh, well, look at you, CG. It's an interesting concept, and I'm sure we'll get into it greatly tonight on the Wednesday night stream, breaking down the kit and stuff. But real quick initial thoughts. I thought it was different. I kind of digged it a little bit. I mean, still not sure how I feel, but I was like, well, at least they're trying something different. What do you think, Finn? Did we lose Finn?
there we go. Sorry, unmuting. So character wise, I think we saw a little bit of this. Well, I saw it a little bit through yours when you were
Your
doing
Jedi
your
Luke, yeah.
Galactic Lou. Yeah. So your Jedi Luke one kind of gave a little bit of insight to it, so it was nice to see it. Now, I was talking to people yesterday, and I think maybe I'm jumping the gun a little bit here,
Sure.
but maybe we're going to see some of the NPC characters coming into the game
Be great,
that
wouldn't it?
we've seen in other events, right? Could we see Mace Windu? I'm
I
throwing it out there
I'm glad to bring
because
that up,
I'm
and
hopeful,
you're
right? It's
hopeful,
not
right?
it's probably not, but it might be that we can get a Mace Windu because we have the NPC Mace Windu currently in TB. We were also told that they were working on it beforehand, right?
Mm,
So
maybe,
maybe. So
maybe
that was one of my first thoughts. The kit actually is really interesting.
it
So we're
is.
gonna have fun breaking that down here tonight. I am actually pretty excited about it, even as a so actually being my free to play account, the way that it is set up, I am actually pretty excited about it because I can probably make use of it right at the beginning.
Yeah,
Other people may not be able to,
yeah.
but
We'll break it down and give you our thoughts and if it's worth wailing on. So we'll see if it's a character worth wailing on. some characters here recently I have welled on, and some I have not. Like Cara Dune, as much as that's my girl and I love her, and my God, do I love that woman. Her character's okay, the character's good, but it just doesn't have a place. Unlike, when I looked at Mando and Grief, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get those characters. So we'll break it down for you guys tonight for the Wednesday show, whether we think it's worth getting, making an investment if you are someone that.
Spoiler alert, maybe.
Yeah, it's maybe. I'm not sure yet. I mean,
No, I have an answer, but yeah. I'll save it.
I'll turn. So we'll see what everyone thinks tonight. Still thinking about it, but usually have to be pretty blown away before I go crazy and get a character like that. So we'll see. But we'll break it down for you guys because I know that's important information that you guys are looking forward. And that's what we do here at Reality Skewed Gamers. We are busy also in the background. Boy, are we busy. I'm running myself ragged. I hurt myself yesterday. I hurt my back, so I couldn't do as much yesterday as I wanted to. So I was kind of laid up in bed and had some rewriting to do for our D&D campaign. So we are fast and furiously getting ready for that. So we got a lot of stuff going on in the background. So I wanted to hang out a little bit yesterday. I jumped into the Don't Starve stream, but I'd taken some pain medicine, and it hit me pretty hard, and I passed out. I was like, oh, sleeping time. I didn't even say goodbye. Just like, I'm out. I just left. I don't think anybody noticed. So I'm a little bit better today, but I'm going to feel like I always do. When I got pain in my back, I will actually go walk 3 miles and like, nope, you're going to stretch out, and I'm going to stretch it out and kiss my ass. So, all right. Let's see here. Let's go do some mod depression. I think that's the way we start the day. Keep getting your greetings in. We're about to say hi to you guys after that. So if you haven't already, please get your greeting in. Very nice. What is... Okay. And if you guys are new to the show, know what this is. Well, this is when Ranger J 1999, being the mongrel dumbass that he is, with a 3rd grade education, thinks that he can actually roll mods of value on the stream. Well, we've learned that that's not the case. The math says otherwise. Out of the thousands and thousands of mods that I've rolled, 2 have hit 20 plus speed. Not 200. 2. 1, 2 have hit speed. Now, that's not to say that I don't get tons of great mods off screen, because obviously I do, because I have a ton of them. But on stream, it is the curse of the devil marked on Ranger J 1999. But we still persevere. We still keep going. It's what we do. You guys can see I'm working on the characters. These I got to get 4 more characters to gear 12, just saving up the pieces, and then I'll soon be making my run for Kylo Ren. So we'll get him squared away. So that you can see what I'm working on. That and ships. I'm farming all the bombers are getting farmed right now in ships. So. And the drop rate sucks ass. But nonetheless, I digress as we go in for some mod depression. And I think I have some offense mods that I wanted to work on first, because we've been working on speed for a while. So I had some mods that are offensive related. I did hit one that hit plus 10. They got the blue 10. So we'll see if we can work on that one. Which one is it? Yeah, I think it's the square. Yep, it hit 10, so we'll see if we can give that one a little tug, see if we can do anything. But we do have some mods down here that have 4 speeds, so let's see if we can get some materials. And we absolutely do have enough to get the materials, so hey, there we go. And let's see what we got. We got 1 mod here. Let's see if it hits. If it doesn't, it can go bye. All right, here we go. And no, crit chance. Piss off, mod, you suck. Stupid ass mod. Well, that was uneventful. Christ. I'll unlock that piece of crap. There we go. It has some more ones. Do I have the mats for that? Okay, I'd have to get some crystals. You know what? We'll spend the crystals. So why not? Yeah. It's for the skewers. And those are only 80. Yeah, let's just go and get those too. And then do another set. There we go. I've got enough for 1 more of these. Let's see. All right. And let's make a roll and see what happens. And nope, it hit offense. It's oh boy. All right, let me see what I need for this 10. Let's see if we can get something creamy going on here. All right. I need a lot. Let's see if I can get what I need. All right, we'll use 150 here. Let's see. Little short. That sucks. Do I want to use... Yeah, why not? We're going to use it for anything else. And see what else I need. Let's see if we can get a big hit from this one. All right, we need to use our last 50 for the day for these materials. And let's see if we can get a nice, big, juicy slice here, Finn. We're going for a big, juicy slice. All right, so this one's hit speed, but it's also hit crit chance. I don't like our chances here, Finn. I have a bad feeling about this. So, oh boy, here we go. And it hit speed. I'm going to do it to myself again, Finn. So it hit 6 speeds. It's at 16. And I always miss on live streams. We get to this point. I don't want to roll it. Damn it. I have to. Because it could be another speed. Oh, boy. Oh, God. Don't. Son of a bitch. Oh, Jesus. Alright, I'm going to do it. Oh, God. This is going to suck. Alright. We're going forward here, folks. Will this be the third mod that we ever hit on the stream that is plus 20? I always get to this point and become hopeful, and I'm always just sorely disappointed. So it's not a bad mod. It's 16 speed, but God, it'd be great if this hits. So here we go. And God damn, I knew it. I knew it. I knew as soon. I mean, I don't even know why I bother, Finn. Seriously. Although the crit chance is not bad.
Yeah, it's still not a terrible mod, but...
It's not terrible, but it's not what we need, Finn. We need this.
And you should need different things.
God bless America. It doesn't matter what mod I do. I get to that point and it always, it doesn't hit. It's like balls. What do I got on Luke right now? I need to look at there. He's already got 17 speed. Okay. So, yeah, that sucked. Well, it's not bad. We can put that mod on somebody. Actually, let's go do that. Since we're talking mods, we're about to do our roster review because we get that right after we say hi to everybody. I'll have to go through and look at all my characters, and that'll take too long to where I want to put that mod. But let's go in and say hi to all the skewers, and let's get into our roster review. So we start off at the top of the list with Foreigner says, hello there, skewers. And then says, Hump Day. Very nice. Ooh, Xylo Takedown from Takedown Games. Check out his YouTube channel. Says, yo, I'm, just saying, check out my channel, yo. Yuta says, happy hump day, everyone. Hope you are still being safe and staying awesome. Yes, please do. Master Oogway of the Pure Screen says, happy hump day, skewers. Tickle Pickles and Womp the Wookiee. Very nice. What else 73 says, happy taco hump day, do? No, that's wrong. What else 73? So shame on you. See, Waffle Dolphin says, good morning, skewers. He's got the pickle hype going. Very nicely done. Ziggler says, when will this be now? Soon. Jedi Training Bogus says, what's that? What's going on, JTB? Smithy D's in the hizzy says, dear diary, Ranger farmed another mod and got no 20 speed. Yep, that's pretty much what's in the journal. CBO 97 says, good morning, RSG crew. Happy hump day for my military brother from another mother. CBO 97, very nice. Jaeger Bombs here says, good evening, everyone. What's going on, Jaeger? Dark Helmet, Lord Helmet says, good afternoon, skewers. And no, I did not see you playing with your dolls again, sir. Zolov Zebra says, hey, on a hump day, skewers. Very nicely done. Let's see. Ranger, can you remove your hat? No, I'm not removing my hat. What the hell? What kind of question is that? No. I might have to sweet talk my missus to see if I can buy some Jack Daniels. Oh, well, keep sweet talking her then, Miss Smithy. Get that JD. Mr. John Daniels. Thing Kyrell says, what's up, Ranger? What's going on, playa? Well, so that's a question from What Else 23. We'll get to those in a little bit. Thing says, jump on Smithy. Smithy says, I've never seen your hair, but it's because I keep my head shaved, dumbass. And you know that. Jason Krulik says, what's up, guys? Very nice. Darstar 1972 says, happy hump day. Thanks for streaming the new cooking game today. Do we need to raise money or set up a plate fund for all the broken ones? I don't know. Did we break a lot of plates, Finn?
There were, yeah, me and plates do not get along.
Okay, well, I mean, it's virtual plates. I don't think it costs any money, so.
No, it does. It costs the credits. It cost. I lost credits.
Okay.
I have to pay for them out of the restaurant credits. So,
Sure.
yeah.
Okay.
And so yeah, me and the plates we're not getting along.
No, you're gonna have to have a talk. Ray Rock says, "Good morning, pickle flashers." He's got the pickles out. He's very nice. It says, "Happy Hump Day." So nice. Royale with cheese says hello. English mother. That's a tasty burger. Bill Buttlicker, or William B. Buttlicker, Esquire, says, "Good afternoon, all." Hello there, Bill. Let's see. Gappy's here says, "Hey, RSG peeps, happy hump day to all. Half the week is gone. We're getting there. Whip out your pickles and rejoice." Very nice. Any day is a good day, but especially hump day to whip out your pickle. And Gappy did very nicely. Telamad92 is here, says, "What's up? What's going on, Telamad?" Fedichico says, "Good morning." Ziegler says, make Darth Sidious great again." Well, we could. That'd be nice. Who else have we said hi to? Forder saying, "Smith, enjoy your vacation." Okay. Let's see here. I'm looking for people that we have not said shout out to. Vito Anto, there he is, says, "Hey, Ranger and Finn." Hey, Vito. TJ, we already said. What's going on, Torn Jackson says, "What's up, RSG? What's going on, buddy?" Let's see. I'm looking for people. Robert Johnson says, "Sup, everyone." Hey, Robert. Just looking for everybody. Silverbolt, there we go. Silverbolt says, "Go off stream to roll it and then come back." I know, right? But it wouldn't be mod depression if I did that. So JTB agrees, says, "Dilly dilly." Lord Megatron and the Decepticons were cheering for us for mod depression. I'm sorry, but Maz is here. The lovely Maz Kanata is here. Hey, Maz. Hey, she's just chilling. She's got her little baby Yoda drinking the soup, just like Maz, just drinking the soup, chilling. Smithy D question: will Ranger remove his hat? No, I'm comfortable. I'm not doing shit just because you asked me to, and I already answered. Here, I'll say it in Spanish, Smithy, so you understand. No. Or I'll say it in English. No. Meow Meow's here, says, "There is a tuna here." Well, I don't know about all that, Meow Meow, but if there was, I'm sure you would be the first to know. Revenate is here.
There's someone with a fishy hat.
Well, yeah, there you go. Revenator says, "Just a wave." Revenator just popping in, giving his greeting. Very nice. Michael H19 says, "Happy Hump Day." Very nice. Let's see here. Ray Rock says, "Big Tuna is Mr. RNG. RNG is Big Tuna." I see what you did there. Very nice. Okay, that's all the greetings. If I see you as we move along, I'll shout you out. That being said, let's go do a roster review. We like to do these every day as we possibly can. And today we are doing... Well, look who it is. It's Mr. Oogway of the Purest Green. Shocking. And the 501st Garrison. Not the actual frontline troops, the Garrison Finn. We're just with the Garrison right now. Doing very, very well. It's got the Supreme Leader Kylo Ren team. It's got the Grievous team. 4 million GP. Getting one in both Fleet and Arena. This is looking very, very good. Smithy D says, "I'm not Spanish." Well, then you still understood no. That one, I think that one went right over the Smithy D's head there, Finn. I guess he missed the ironic.
No, sometimes that can happen. It's probably lost in translation.
Yeah, it's Smithy. It's Smithy. All right, let's see what our good friend Master Oogway wants us to look at. It says, "So, I'm just about to head into Division 2. Well, hopefully that says, thank Carol, just noted $2 as well. It says, "Can you guys do a Smithy D roster review soon?" Anytime. He just has to reach out to Dr. Finn, who will have explained how you can get a roster review from RSG here in a bit. So, yeah, Smithy D knows he can. I think we did one recently on Smithy D, didn't we?
Not a official one. I think he was just on stream and we were helping.
We were looking at some stuff. Yeah, I don't remember. Smithy says, "If I make another donation, would you refund the first donation?" Ha ha ha. No. I use Spanish again. No. Oh, it went black screen. Oh, sorry. I was moving some stuff around, so there we go. All right, so apologize about that. 4 million GP is looking really good. So let's get back to Master Oogway. So I'm just about to head into Division 2, and given where my roster mods are, I know I'm likely to get smushed. Not necessarily. I'm working on gas requirements whilst waiting for Zetas to get unlimited on Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Well, that makes sense. I'm doing 3 refreshes a day on mods, as I know they're painfully short for Division 2 competition. Once I have gas, I'm stuck on where to go next. I'm currently thinking to sort out a resistance team and make my Padme team viable. Alongside continuous mod work for the whole lot, working to get those 2 squads be a good path, or do you see other options? On ships I've unlocked negotiating in a couple of months. Okay, well, yeah, I think you're overthinking a little bit, but that's all right. We're going to look at everything here. I think Kyrell just noted $2. He says, well, he said he is off until Monday, so he is free. Yeah, he's more than welcome. We're more than glad to do that. We're more than glad to do the Dia Smithy on a roster review. But he has to message Finn. All right, so let's take a look. We do know we've got Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. He said he was working on the 501st, or characters do get the 501st. Let's just check out the 501st first of all. Well, they're 7 stars. That's really good. We are working, he said, on the Zetas for Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. So it'll be a while before we start popping the old Zetas on this team. So, yeah. It's ready to be attacked and developed. So I think absolutely the 501st is where you need to be. But before you get there, we need to check out your other teams and see how you're doing on those. So first we'll look at the teams and the characters that you'll need. First for Phase 2, Padme's Relic 7. No Zetas. Interesting. Well, bet you're going to need those. Actually, let's go back to your Kylo. How many more Zetas do we need? We have 3. We need 3 more. Okay, so it's going to be a bit. I don't know when gas is returning, though. Do you, Finn? Oh, boy. We just had it recently, didn't we?
We did. I think it was October was 4 months. We're expecting it to be about 2 to 4 months, right? I'm trying to remember. Let me just double check. Now, let me see if I can get you a general date here, because I know there's a few places online that list a specific day. We're looking at right now for gas about a 2-week return cycle.
Yeah.
So, or 2-month return cycle. So it should be, I think, maybe even next month. But that's what I'm checking right now. So it last appeared 6/4, and previous have been between.
March.
So yeah, before that was the beginning of March. So we had 3 months. So it's roughly about 3 months. So I would probably expect it in September. Based on what they've done so far, I would say probably we're looking at September.
Okay. So you got time. First of all, we've got to get... Padme's good, Anakin's good, Ahsoka's... well, Anakin's not a part of it, but Padme's good, Kenobi's good, Ahsoka's good. They're fine. Shock T needs to be gear 12, and we don't have 3PO. So, Finn, you know what that means? We got to go look at Ewoks. Let's go look at those Ewoks. All right, they're pretty good. Elders 12, Chirpa, Paplu, Wicket, Tebow. Doesn't have low grade, but, I mean, pretty decent. I think it's not going to be problems.
I mean, if you want to use your Ewoks in something like GAC, you're going to need low grade. It doesn't quite work with Tebow as much.
I did it without low grade, so, I mean, it can be done.
No, I'm not talking about the 3PO event. I'm saying in GAC.
Oh, GAC. Okay.
Yeah, if you want to make your Ewoks somewhat usable in GAC as a cleanup team or something like that, you're going to need log rate. If that's not a concern for you, then what you have is fine.
Yeah, you'll
for
get
the 3PO event.
And you'll need to just get him to 12. So, yeah, I think...
I mean, you'll have to gear them up a little bit more, I think, from where they're at.
Because you can take Chirpa to 11 and Wicket to 11, maybe Tebow to like 9, 10, but Paplu's a tank, so he's fine at 10. But if you get Chirpa and Wicket to like 11 and then put the Zeta on Chirpa, you'll have no problems whatsoever with that event. Especially with like Gear 12 Ewok Elder. Not too shabby. And then we'll have to do that. We'll have to get 3PO. Then all your Zetas and materials will go first to the Phase 2 team. And then we got to look at your Separatist. How are we looking there? Oh, they're pretty good, actually. Oh, they're squared away. Oh, yeah, you're good. And eventually need the Zeta on B2. Don't worry about the one in Magnagar. But yeah, your Separatists team squared away. So yeah, this works out really well for you. Because Asajj is already relicked. You need the Zeta on B2. Just makes the event, that just makes it so much more, a lot easier. It's still a pain in the ass, especially with the change to gas. You could take Relic on B1 Battle Droid for the Phase 4, but your other characters are fine at Gear 12. So yeah, we'll get 3PO, we'll get him squared away, get Shock T done, and then get the Zetas on the rest of, Padme, Kenobi, Ahsoka, those kind of things. And you just need the unique for Shock T, and then you'll head your Phase 2. I think you'll be fine for gas. You got plenty of time to work on it and get those teams squared away. I think you're pretty good here. I think working on that path, I think finishing up Supreme Leader Kylo Ren with his Zetas obviously is the most important thing, but that's really going to set you up. I think finishing and rounding out the Zetas on your Padme team will make that team really, really good. And then you'll unlock gas. That's going to be another. And then you'll work on the gas team to develop that. Because with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, and then working on gas, but also having to work on the Zetas and stuff for the Galactic Republic team with Padme, and round out a little bit of some of your Phase 4 team. That's pretty much going to keep you busy for the next month or two. I don't think working on anything else really matters at this point afterwards, because and then you have to develop gas. So save your Get 1 if you're not saving it already. But having the gas team with the 501st will really open things up for you. And again, this will be very lean, focused GP. So, being in Division 2 still with these kind of characters and just developing your roster, especially with Supreme Leader Kylo Ren on your roster team. You've already got Jedi Revan and Darth Revan. So, I mean, you're looking really good. Now, after that, and I agree, getting gas and developing some of your other parts of your roster are important. After that, then you can kind of see where you're at, right? Do you go for Jedi Knight Luke? Do you start working on Rey? Where do you go from there? We can look at that later on, but let's develop gas. Let's get gas. Let's get that team squared away. Finish up rounding out your GR. Round out these teams and characters so you can get gas. I think after that, then we can relook at this on where you want to go from there. But that's going to keep you pretty busy for a bit, right? And you need to get Relic on all the 501st clones. They're really good, and they're worth the investment, and they're worth doing. Gas team is still a really, really great team. So yeah. So just as a quick gander, I want to look at your Sith Empire team before we go look at mods, just to see how that's looking, because I've seen you've done a great job of focusing. So just as a spot check, let's see what you got for mods on Revan. 325. That'll do just fine, especially your level. It's pretty good. Let's Basla 283. Ooh, she's a little slow. I need to get her a little faster. Oh boy. Let's look at your Malik. Yeah, he's fine. I don't have a problem with this. Lots of protection. Yeah, it's fine. You've got him very beefy. 158 plus 76. He's well over 200,000 plus. So yeah, well, we gotta do some speed on the old Basila there. Oh boy, yeah. But sorry, wetting the palate. Anything roster wise Finn, you're seeing before we move on to mods? Finn must be muted again. Or
yeah, I clicked the button and it didn't switch. Yeah, the button on my Yeti is worn out. But yeah.
Do we need to get you a new mic?
No, it's fine. It's just the one button. I'm not replacing a whole mic for that. But what I was looking at was his roster and where he's focused, right? And I mentioned this before. There's different strategies based on where your roster is, what your spending level is, how you're maintaining your roster. He's doing a really good job. Yes. So his advice that we would give him would definitely be catered towards a high-end, very top-focused player, right, which is what his roster shows. So I think the suggestions you give are exactly what I would suggest based on where his roster is.
Okay, let's go to mods then.
And even his mods is, I mean, we already talked a little bit about his mods and looked at like the basic ones. I mean, again, what is going to be the ultimate purpose of mods, right? The purpose of mods is to try and get you the best final result. He's getting rank 1 in fleet and rank 1 in squad arena. Yeah. So he can mess around with his mods as much as he wants and try to figure out like the best combination, as long as he doesn't suffer with Squad Arena, right? He can mess around with these. He doesn't necessarily have to top load everything. So looking at his roster, he has some stuff on his Kylo Ren team. He has some stuff on his Darth Revan. He has some on his Jedi Knight Revan when you're looking at your speeds. I mean, the only thing I would recommend, you are low on speed secondaries, right?
Yeah.
So farm speed sets. That's the main thing I would recommend to you. You're doing fine otherwise. Work on speed sets. Try to get some higher double-digit speed secondaries, because looking at like your top, I want to say like 30 or so.
He has a lot of purples here that need to be sliced.
Yeah, you have some other purple mods that you can definitely slice that are on tier 2 progression. You have some blues. I think I filtered by blues earlier when I was looking, and you have some blues on a tier 1 progression that you can select. Yeah, you have a few of them, like a BB, like your B2 has one. Actually, you don't have too many. You have a lot of tier 2 progression. So yeah, I mean, slice up some of your mods, but really looking at your top 30 speed secondary mods, there are 3 speed sets. Four speed sets and like your top 30 speed secondary mods. So you really are going to want to farm speed sets in particular, just straight up. I think you're good on the rest of your other sets. Speed set, farm them. Try to get tier 1 and tier 2 mods. And if you're not sure what that is, I can send you kind of the graphic that we put together. But it's basically just trying to see how many times it hits speed, and you work on those. Try to get as many speed secondaries as possible. That is really the only area that you're, I would say, kind of quote unquote deficient on in mods, but you're doing fine with whatever you have. So now it's just trying to get you some better.
It's about expanding.
With.
It's about expanding those speed sets, because mainly for GAC, not Arena and stuff like that. But yeah, these purples, I would say your priority is keep pulling speed sets, but you need to be slicing these purples. I mean, you've got a 15 and a 15, one on CLS, one on HK, you have a bunch of 14s. These all have a chance to go into the 20 range. Kind of a big deal to try to get those mods done into the 20 range. And you've got a lot of them that can get close to that. Even the 13s, if they hit 6, you take it to 60, that's a 20 speed mod right there. So anything 13 or higher, I would say priority is slicing. And then the blue ones that Finn mentioned as well. So you can spend half the day pulling mods and then half the day slicing these purples, and then going back in and just going full tilt onto speed sets. Because I think, we talk about this all the time. It sounds like a broken record, but the more speed sets you have, and not every character needs speed, but the characters that need speed really need speed. So like your Bassa, for instance, she would be, you had a pretty decent speed set on Bassa, that would really open up your GAC and your offensive capabilities with the Darth Revan team, right? So other than that, it looks really good. I don't have any problems with it. It just needs some work, but it's just about slicing and pulling more mods. It's all about RNG. You're just going to saturate your amount of mods you have and just keep pulling and slicing, and hope the RNG gods are more kind to you than they are with me, because they sure hate my ass when I'm doing the live stream. Not when I'm off stream, I do it all the time. I put tons of mods. I'm like, you're not gonna believe this. I just got 22 or 23. I'm like, why can I not do this on the stream? Unbelievable. But yeah, so this pretty good. Master Oogway, if you have any questions, I'll let you go ahead and pop those in the chat.
He did have one.
Okay. Oh, he did. Okay, good.
He did have one. Yeah. He's messaging on Discord, but yeah, he messaged me. So he said he's getting hammered in GAC. What would you suggest for defense?
I'd go if they don't.
Well,
so I'll say.
Can I go over a strategy first before we go into?
That's what I was going to say. The strategy I would say, if they don't have a Galactic Legend, just put your Galactic Legend down and keep all your rest for offense.
Even that, even beyond that, right? I'm going to go kind of one higher level before we get into that depth. One thing that is really useful in this game that not a lot of people utilize, I think, to its full potential, is the ability to save your squads. So I will always recommend to any single person that is trying to figure out what to do with GAC to first go into your game, go into the squads, create a new tab for your GAC. Reason being, there is a little button, there's like a little checkbox, and it's called unique only. The benefit of that is that you can create different team lineups and save them. And if you build it while in that squads tab, you will not double up on a character. So you'll only be able to use Jedi Knight Revan once. You'll only be able to use Grandmaster Yoda once. You'll only be able to use Supreme Leader Kylo once. You're not going to end up changing, like, you're not going to have to like modify teams unless you want to, but you're not going to have to modify it because you accidentally used one character if you stick with that squad arena build. Now, from that point, you want to build out all the teams that you can with your roster. And I would go as deep as you really can, because sometimes even cleanup teams are important because you might need that second attack. So you create a team with your Supreme Leader Kylo. You create your Jedi Knight Revan team. You create your Darth Revan team. And you don't necessarily have to fill them out completely when you first start. So for example, Jedi Knight Revan. When you build that team, the key to that team is Jedi Knight Revan, Grandmaster Yoda, Jolee. The other two positions can actually vary quite a bit depending on what you want to do. Normally, you put like a Bastila and you put a Hermit Yoda, for example, right? But you could also shift off Bastila and Hermit Yoda with an Ezra team and create a secondary Jedi team. All just depends on your roster. So if you use that squad tab, you set up your roster, right? Then you build out all of your teams. After you do that, then comes a little bit more on the strategy side. So one thing Ranger mentioned is whether or not you have your opponent has a galactic legend versus you having one. What is going to be your ability to take down his? Do you have a counter? How many teams does it eat up, right? Because the Vader team, for example, eats up a lot of teams if you're putting Thrawn, Traya, Watt, Fallen Basti, and Vader, right? That eats up a few different teams. So you could use that squads tab and plan for it, right? Let's say that they have the Rey. You put your Kylo on defense. You're going to use that team to beat the Rey team on offense. What are the other teams you can compose? And you create all of your teams, assuming that when you scout your opponent. The other thing then is trying to understand what counters are being used for each of the teams that you would likely face or you would want them to face. Example, Grievous. Two most common counters to Grievous, right? Actually, I should say the most common counter to Grievous is going to be the Jedi Knight Revan team, right? That's still the one you use, Ranger, right? Pretty much.
Yeah,
Grievous,
I've got
Jedi
three
Knight
options for that. It just depends on what they put out there. You have to be adaptable, but you can go.
Well, so what are your three options?
Gas. Gas is a solid 55 plus banner win because it just annihilates it. Padme will annihilate it, and Jedi Knight Revan will annihilate it, right? So those two teams will easily take care of a Grievous team.
Got it. So Gas is probably going to be most of the teams, right? Except for Galactic Legends, Gas is probably going to be any team you have on defense. So we'll put Gas aside for a second. The other two, you have Padme and Jedi Knight Revan, right? So that's what you use on a Grievous team. What do you use against a Padme team, for example, right? Padme is usually going to be something like Traya, Jedi Knight Revan, maybe a Grievous team potentially, but that's not
recommended.
As consistent, depends. But your two most common are going to be probably Traya and Jedi Knight Revan. What do you use against something like a Night Sister team, right? Night Sister is usually going to be your Traya, right? Maybe your Padme.
Geos.
If you see what I'm doing here, you're finding teams that have common counters to them, right? So you're forcing them not to be able to have counters that are different for every single team. You're trying to force an overlap on what they use against your teams, right? So you're trying to find teams where normally the idea is that you use Jedi Knight Revan, right? Jedi Knight Revan is your go-to counter for that team. But if you have three of those teams and you stick them on defense, you're now making your opponent figure out, okay, I use Jedi Knight Revan on one of these. What do I use on the other two? And that is the strategy that goes behind, honestly, trying to figure out what to do on defense. Most people have a bunch of teams, but you're looking at the strategy part of it in order to try and figure out how do I force the most difficult counters for my opponent to face my teams. And then you kind of decide how you want to do it. And then after that, you gauge whether or not you think they can beat you. Do you go a little bit lighter in the back zone because you think they're not going to penetrate your front zone? What do you hide behind your Galactic Legend? Like all those kind of questions come after, right? But that's kind of what you're looking at. But yeah, Ranger, if you want to go into like specifics on how you handle with the Galactic Legends, I think that would be helpful too.
Well, I mean, I didn't do it the last match just because I didn't change defense, and I wanted to try some counters against the Galactic Legends, especially Ray, right? But you can create teams for that. Now, typically, the way I've always done GAC in the past is if they've got the same team that I do, like if they have a Galactic Legend Ray, I will keep mine on offense and put other teams down. The teams I can usually put down, if they can get an offensive or defensive hold, great. But it's really not about that. It's about stealing banners, right? If they're winning and one-shotting, great. But if they're only winning by 51 to 53, 54 banners, that's a victory because that's a lot less banners that they're accumulating. So a lot of teams that I put down do that, right? The Grievous team that I put down does that. The Night Sisters do that. The First Order does that. Geonosians do that, right? So when I'm putting teams down, it's a lot of secondary teams that I put down on defense. I always put one monster team on offense. So like since back in the day, if they had gas, I kept my gas. If they kept it for offense, great. If they kept put it on defense, I knew my gas could beat it. And then I would put a team down, and I did this for a long time. I put one of my better teams down on defense. I put like Padme, and that still left me like Darth Revan, Jedi Revan, CLS, Resistance. I had my gas. You know, I had a lot of options available to me. GAC is about offense, and getting a lot of the feats are done by offense too. So you have to think about it in that strategy, right? Winning is better than losing. You get more points. It's just the way it works. It's not rocket science. So based off your roster, I usually recommend for a lot of people to keep more stuff for offense than defense. Now, as you develop your roster and you're able to flush out a lot of teams as you develop your roster, it'll give you more options. You can, for instance, you can use First Order on defense, or you can use it on offense. There's nothing wrong with using First Order on offense. And then, you usually want to create a wall that forces them to use some good stuff up front, and you put some of your weaker stuff in the back, because hopefully they've burned so much good stuff. And I always put a Pickaboo. I used to put Padme and the Night Sisters up front back when I was doing gas. And then in the back would be Grievous and Geonosians, and it would just drive people up the wall because they had to go through Padme and all these other teams, and next thing they know, they get to the back wall, they're like, oh my god, there's Grievous and the Geonosians. That sucks. Now, if you have an advantage, you want to take advantage of that situation. So if you have a Galactic Legend, they don't, you put it on defense. Plain and simple. I mean, it's a nightmare for them to deal with. Finn just talked about all the different characters that you're going to be dealing with, so that totally, changes your strategy. But then you still keep most of your stuff for offense. You put some good teams down on defense, but you have to understand how that works. So you having Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, you're going to face a lot of people that do not have a Galactic Legend, and they are going to be hating life, trying to face your roster. And eventually, as you develop your roster, you'll get gas and some other stuff. It'll just give you more stuff for offense to use. But typically, I put down, like, depending on the situation, scouting your opponent is important. And you develop your strategy based off that. Think more offense because, if you can be more efficient than your opponent and cause them to lose more banners on their attack, and you can just go in and, a lot of people get nervous when they start seeing rosters, and it happens with me a lot. They look at my roster and like, oh my god, and they put a lot of crap on defense, thinking that that they've got to go full offense and try to be more efficient than me, and hopefully that they can, but it never works out for them because put some weak stuff on defense. You got to be careful about what you put down on defense. I see it all the time where I'm like, all right, thanks for the free banners. There goes Malik Solo. There goes Gas Solo. There goes my Imperial Troopers to get 60 banners automatically. So you have to be careful about that. But yeah, so just some stuff to think about. But as you develop your roster, Master Ogwe, you'll see how it plays out, and that's why we do our GACs on stream. And you see the teams that we place down and our kind of our strategy and our mindset, and it works because we get Kyber all the time. I mean, easily, because of just kind of the strategy. Now, Finn does some off-the-wall stuff, but that's because Finn likes to do off-the-wall stuff. I'm more meat and potatoes. I'm more linear with, the strategy and stuff I use. It's pretty solid counters. We have fun sometimes, but like the teams I've developed are there for that reason, to show the counters and consistently show the counters and give you an idea of like what works. Because if you can get the basics down with GAC about like what counters what, eventually you get so comfortable with it that you can start doing fun stuff with it. If that's what you want to do, if you want to, like if you want to use Utini, go for it. I mean, if you're comfortable and you can get your team set up so you can use it on the droids or something, or the Geonosians. I mean, do it. But get the basics down first. Understand the counters. If you're struggling with the counters and like what to use, and things of that nature, then don't be dicking around trying to do some strange shit. Just stick with the basics until you get those down. Then you can start doing some other stuff. All right. Were there any other questions there, Finn?
Yeah. So he provided a little more information, right?
Okay.
So I did want to address it a little bit. So he says he does use the squad thing and saves his squads, which is good. I think that's a good habit to get into. He said the issue is I never get holds and I rarely win. I think it's my mods, but might be my squad selection. So starting right there, right? The mods is a critical part to this, and that's why we're telling you to work on your speed sets, because almost every team has what we call engine characters, which is that you need them in order to drive the rest of the team, right? So it is them going early that causes everything to work. So for example, the Jedi Knight Revan team, right? You want Jedi Knight Revan to go early and call Grandmaster Yoda, because Grandmaster Yoda has his own way of gaining turn meter, right? So as long as Jedi Knight Revan goes first, you're going to have a huge advantage. BB-8 on a Rey Jedi training team, right? As long as BB-8 goes first, you're going to feed turn meter to Rey. Rey is going to be able to remove turn meter, and then you control the match. There's a whole bunch of teams. Every team has effectively an engine character, somebody that drives that team. Most of the time, it is going to be speed-based, right? Stark is another one, for example.
Oh, yeah.
Paplu on the Ewoks is another one. Paplu or actually Ewok Elder, both of them in some ways on the Ewok team, right?
Bosk.
Jawa Engineer, Bosk is another one. There's a whole bunch. There are some that are not necessarily speed-based. Example is going to be like Han on a CLS team, because Han's going to shoot first, right? So he's going to be damage-based as your engine character. Who do you stun? How much damage can you do, right? Whole bunch of it. So understanding kind of the composition of the teams and what you need helps with that. And like we mentioned, your mods are good right now. What you're missing, though, is speed sets. And don't forget that speed sets provide a 10% bonus to your speed, which is basically a free 13, 14, 15 speed on characters, potentially even higher, that you are missing out on by not having higher quality mods for speed sets. So focus on speed sets, gets your mods up. That is definitely a big part of probably some of the struggles, is that your mods are not quite keeping up with your gear, and especially the speed characters, and that is probably hurting. But then he gave us a little bit of an idea of what he puts on defense, right? And I'm gonna tell you right now that the defense is a little weak, and here's why. The things you put on defense, right? So he gives us a standard defense of Night Sisters, Grievous, Bounty Hunters, Geos, Old Republic, and First Order. So looking at this team, the First Order, as he said, is not Supreme Leader Kylo, because he's worried about not having that for offense, and then that's fine. You'll get more comfortable with it. I would always put your Supreme Leader Kylo on defense.
If they don't have one, then that's just
even if they have it, I think you're better off where you are doing it and just hoping you're more efficient in the other teams.
Right.
Because here is where you are right now with your defenses, right? Your Grievous team would be countered by Jedi Knight Revan. Your Bounty Hunter team would be countered by a CLS team. Both of those you can pretty much do undermanned, right? Those are pretty. You might be able to do Grievous undermanned. CLS is definitely an undermanned. Bugs, you can use Traya, right? You're going to counter that team. Old Republic has a bunch of counters, and weirdly enough, Ewoks are a solid counter against Old Republic.
Yeah.
Because we use it all the time, and you can pretty much get like 56, if not higher, banners.
I Malak solo the hell out of that team, so. Ugh.
Yeah, and you can Malak solo it, for example, right? And there's a whole bunch of options. Your First Order team is susceptible to Rey Jedi training, and then your Night Sister team now has a couple of counters. Geos can potentially counter it, right? Padme can counter it. The new Vader with EP can counter that team. EP Vader with Thrawn is a solid counter against that Night Sister. So effectively, the teams you're putting on defense, right, all have a counter, none of which really overlaps, right? That's what we were mentioning earlier with regards to your strategy, right? Mods is definitely part of it, but with what you have on defense, you are not really allowing for anyone to have to worry about what they use in order to counter, right? That is the issue. So I think the teams that you're putting on defense, they are standard teams, but most of those are what we would consider like a tier 2 team. They shouldn't be your primary team. You need some tier 1 teams, you need some tier 2 teams, and you need to push your opponent a little bit more on defense, because otherwise it is just a straight race for efficiency. And if you're going into a straight race of efficiency and your mods are not as good as your opponents, you are likely going to lose that battle a lot, right? And I think that's where you might be having some of your issues. And again, you're Division 3 moving into Division 2. Now, here's a good note for you. Most people have found it easier at the lower level of a higher division than the higher end of a lower division. So being on the cusp of going into Division 2 as a Division 3, most people will find harder than if you are at the bottom end of Division 2. And the reason is that you will find more people that have bottom fluffed their roster and have a more scattered top 80 GP, or top, I think it's 60 GP for where you are, 60 or 70 GP. So you likely will have an easier time, I think, at the base of Division 2 versus where you are with Division 3. Yeah. So I think that's maybe something on a little bit of a plus side for you, right? And keep in mind what we mentioned just now in terms of the counters for your teams, right? If you leave teams like this, they can throw their gas on defense, they can throw their Darth Revan on defense, right? And these are solid tier 1 teams on defense that they don't even need on offense to fight you, right? If they're scouting you in GG and they see these are your teams on defense, they'll throw their Darth Revan and their gas and stuff on defense if they have it. And now you have a struggle on offense and they have much easier paths to get through, right? So I think your defenses are too heavily based on tier 2, like defense levels, like not the top tier ones. I think you need to maybe add 1 or 2 more in there, like your Padme team. Your Padme team is pretty solid, right? That may be a team you want to throw in there. If you put your Supreme Leader Kylo on defense, right, you can basically block off an entire zone. If you put it in like the bottom front zone, you stick your Supreme Leader Kylo in there, the back zone now can basically have whatever, because chances are your opponent's not breaking through it. And if they do, they're using their Galactic Legend, which makes it so that they're probably...
Or a combination of...
Or some combination, right? Which is losing banners. Galactic Legend versus Galactic Legends is usually not a 55-plus banner situation. And going to what Ranger mentioned earlier, it's about draining those banners from your opponent. So your Supreme Leader Kylo on defense could be a huge benefit for you, because you're either forcing multiple attacks, you're forcing lower banners, you're doing a lot to make your life a little bit easier with Supreme Leader Kylo, but you do have to get your mods up to shape a little bit, which are going to help you a little bit, which are going to hurt you a little bit with where your mods are. So definitely work on getting your mods up, your speed mods. I think that is what you need. He's saying a fully relic gas and well modded beats my Supreme Leader Kylo with 3 Zetas.
But yeah, because you don't have the other 3 Zetas. Once you do that and you get the ultimate, that ain't doing dick.
Yeah, that's not going to work once you get all the Zetas. So this is a little bit more once you get all the Zetas together on your Supreme Leader Kylo. Till then, if you want to save it for offense, that's fine. But I would still go with some more higher tier defenses. A Padme, for example, potentially dropping your Darth Revan on defense, but you do need to mod your Bastila better. The slow I think it was 283. Yeah. I know it was a 127 speed set. That is not going to be good enough for if people have higher mods, right? And it depends on your opponent. You want to do that comparison to see, but like a tier, and I saw the question, I think it was Ziglet that asked like what the tier 1 like the higher level defenses are, right? And the higher level defenses, I think most people have a general idea for it. The ones I would tell you would be the highest level ones: Grievous, Padme, Darth Revan, Gas, both Galactic Legends, right? I think those are your best defenses. Now, Jedi Knight Revan could be considered in that, but that is a much better offensive team than it is a defensive. Yeah. Not that it's bad defensively. It's still pretty good defensively, but it's much better offensively. So those would be like the 6
Revan team with my resistance team. That just tells you that, it gives you an idea. And that was just JTR, BB-8, Finn. I mean, that was crazy. It was like, that's why you don't put Jedi Revan on defense. That's why you don't put CLS on defense, because it's too good on offense. And you can go in there with a mirror match. The AI plays it wrong every time. They don't go after your Chewbacca, you go after theirs, and then it's just a slaughter fest afterwards. So really not a good team on defense either. So, and you're just hurting yourself on offense. So, but these are the small little things you'll pick up as you do GAC. I think you developing your GR team, getting gas and things of that nature are going to really open things up for you. So you can even put gas down on defense, right? Make their life miserable.
He doesn't have gas though. That's the problem.
I'm saying when he does, eventually.
When you do
gas, because even if he mirror matches, you're going to lose a ton of banners from that, right? Supreme Leader down south, gas up north, and then put some tier 2 teams that are strong on top. The bottom, put crap in the back, and then your fleet. And then you still got like your Darth Revan, your Jedi Revan, your Padme. You got all your stuff for offense that you can use, and they're going to have a hell of a time. So just think about it like that. So, all right. Any other questions?
So I want to say 2 things. So you guys in chat are awesome, by the way. So Oogway, you have people in chat just all out here to help you. Some of them have looked at your GAC history and did come up with a suggestion. And I haven't looked at your GAC history, but this is definitely something I agree with. The suggestion is to not use separatists with, and Gap P just put it there. So he brought up a really good idea, and it's true, that you don't want to put your separatists with the Grievous, right? Grievous should be all droids. It should be your Grievous, B2, B1, Magna Guard, and then your 5th spot can either be Watt or it can be the Droideka. Right?
Droideka. Sometimes I've seen Newt on there, but
you can do Newt. But the reason not to put Newt is because you can do another team, exactly, and you can do Newt, Dooku, Jango. Then you need that one you can put like a Droideka or a Watt on that team, right? Flip those around between those two. So Droideka on one, Watt on the other, and then the 5th on that team, because I know you asked Oogway about it, where to use your Relic 7 Nest. Throw it on that Newt team. Newt would do really well on that team. Chat is suggesting BB-8 on the Grievous team. That does work out very well, but that does eliminate your Rey Jedi training as an offense, right? And that is something you need to take into consideration if you do that.
I'm not a big fan of that.
I probably wouldn't do that with your... Let me just check your resistance again. I think you were actually okay with resistance, so I don't think I would do that for your roster, but you definitely can. You don't have any Zetas on Rey, and your BB-8's a little bit low. Actually, if you wanted to, that actually isn't a bad thing. If you want to work on your BB-8, move him up into like gear 12, and your BB-8 could work on your Grievous team since the rest of your resistance isn't ready.
Yeah, because you got some work to do on the resistance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, until you get your Rey Jedi training a little bit geared up, and she needs her relic or Zeta at least on her leader. You could work on BB-8 and throw BB-8 on the Grievous team. That's actually not a bad suggestion given where your roster is. So those would be some other teams that you can kind of put together, right, and start dividing up your roster. As for Old Republic, the Karth Old Republic team dies way too quickly. So if you wanted to find another place to put Nest.
In the back.
Even in the back, I wouldn't put it. I would rather use Kira.
Well, right? Yeah, the thing I would say, Kira. I kind of like Nest for offensive, but I do use Zalbar and Mission on a Kira team with like L3, and you can put Vandor in there. That's actually a team that's got me in the back. It's a pain in the ass team, and you can mix and match with some other scoundrels like Stormtrooper Han or something as another tank. I mean, there's lots of combinations. So don't go with the pure Old Republic team. You can use Mission Zalbar with Kira, L3. You can go young Lando on the team, or you can go Vandor for the revive. It's a pain in the ass team in the back that people have to try to figure out. But you can put Nest on there if you want to be a little bit more defensive minded to give someone something really to think about, especially if they have to blow through your front line and they've used a lot of offense that makes Nest even more stronger in the back. I know it depends. If
he doesn't have Kira, so I understand why. We're just giving you some ideas, right? Is yeah. If there was something you wanted to work on, Kira is a better leader, I think, than Karth, especially right now.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the other oddity to do is work on your T3, because T3 works as a better fifth character on that team than Juhani because of the damage output that you can get from Mission and Canderous, right? So Karth, Mission, Zalbar, Canderous, and T3 works better than if you put Juhani on it.
Doesn't do anything.
She gets a taunt and stuff, but it's easily worked. She's not a damage dealer. She taunts. She can do like a pseudo taunt. It's not great. It's not great.
It's not good.
So T3 actually potentially works better in that team. Now you do have to put some Zetas on it if you really want it to work out well. Not saying to do that. You have your priorities with your Zetas with Supreme Leader Kylo.
This is something way in the future, and I'm
But just to give you some ideas, right? But until then, Old Republic, not great. You can use them on offense, maybe as a cleanup team. Mission Zalbar as a combo can go on a different team altogether and deal some crazy nasty damage, right? Does he have Watt?
I don't remember. Let me go look real quick. Sorry.
No, there is no Watt.
Not Watt yet.
Okay. How is really quick, because he wanted me to make sure he shouted this out. The 501st Garrison is recruiting. So if you guys are interested, make sure you let Oogway know. But Oogway, how is your guild doing on Watt? Because I'm going to throw this out there. This is a little bit of a weird suggestion, but it can work. So if you do a Grievous team and you work on your BB-8, right, and you put BB-8 as the 5th on the Grievous team, you then put Nest as the 5th on the Newt team, right, or Droideka as the 5th on the Newt team with Nest, you could potentially, okay, and this could make this more difficult, because I've seen this team, it really just depends on your roster, and your roster is actually maybe fit for it. Karth, Canderous, Mission, Zalbar, and Watt. Because then Watt forces a taunt on Zalbar right at the beginning, and it completely throws off the entire dynamic of that team. So potentially, since you have those characters already relicked and geared, and if you're trying to find a use for it, depending on where you are with Watt, that could also be a team that you'd be able to use, at least maybe in the backline defense, like Ranger is saying. That'll be better than Juhani, and that way you don't have to work on your T3. Right? So
Science.
That's another potential suggestion. Just depends on where you are with Watt and if he is going to be there something soon.
All right. So I think he said in the chat, he says, "Thank you guys, you are great." Well, we are glad to help you out, and shout out to your guild, 501st Garrison again. All right, Dr. Finn. Well,
yeah.
If someone would like a roster review from RSG, how do they go about getting one?
Simple. Head on to the RSG Discord, PM me, Finity, saying that you would like a roster review. Please include a link to your GG page. Make sure I respond to you saying that you are in the queue. If I don't send you back that message, chances are I have missed your message. I haven't added you to the queue. Just bug me again in like 24 hours. Just ask if I've added you to the queue. I'm perfectly fine with you guys asking me again if I haven't responded to you. And then once you're in the queue, we kind of cycle through the queue. The wait is pretty short right now. It's probably just about a week. So once we get to your roster in the line, I message you. We schedule you on a particular day and then do your roster review on that lunch stream. So this is recorded for you later if you would like to go back and listen.
That's
there you go.
Yeah. All right.
And if you are a green patron or higher, make sure you include that in your message to me, because green patrons or higher do have the VIP line where they go immediately to the top. So you guys kind of get a roster review on demand almost for being patrons of ours. But otherwise, you guys don't have to pay. Everyone is welcome to get a roster review. You just have to kind of wait through the line if you're not a green.
There you go. All right. Finn, Nightbot's not working for me. Is it working for you?
I have to check, but I also don't have a lot of time. So let me see.
This could suck.
Well, I have chat open, so I might be able to scroll up a good bit, but not everything.
Yeah, boy. Here we go again with this shit, Finn.
Mm-hmm.
I hate Nightbot.
Let me see. I'm trying to get to the logs. And It's trying to load. Come on, bar. Make it all the way to the end. It's slowing down. Slowing down. And come on. Finish. Finish.
I'm
There
not
we
getting
go.
anything.
I have like no entries.
Yeah.
It's like completely empty.
Yeah. That's what I got. So I'm just verifying. So, shit.
Okay, hold on. Let me do this. I'm going to try something.
I tried logging out and logging back in. Sometimes that works, but no, that didn't work.
Nope. Nightbot is a broke.
Yay! God damn it. Ah, shit. Well, we're going to try to get through your questions. I'm going to scroll up and go through these then. Oh, boy.
How far up do you go?
I've got to the beginning, so let me see here.
Okay.
All right. So let me give me a second.
I'll see if we match on the same first question.
Well, the first one was can Ranger remove his hat from Smithy, and that's not happening.
Yeah.
What else? Any three question? Do you think CG will switch the requirements for Jedi Luke to require the new Chewie 3PO character instead of Chewbacca and 3PO? No. Would they do that? I don't know, but I don't think they will. But
no.
I'm not gonna change that.
The only time, and I'm bringing it up again, so I apologize. The only time they've changed a requirement on a event that is already out was Chimera, and that was because of a bug. And they actually made it more lenient.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to make a increased difficulty of requirements on any event. That would be pretty bad.
That would be pretty pooplicious.
Yeah.
All right, next question. Bill Butler, since you can run C3PO with the new 3PO Chewie, it will be nice to see how you can use this special one over and over again. I didn't think about that.
What was it? So
his special over and over again. I don't know how.
So I think the best team with the Chupio is going to be
what are we calling it?
Chupio.
Chupio?
Chupio.
Chupio.
That was brought up by somebody in chat. I apologize. I can't remember who, but it was brought up by one of our.
Chupio Holmes.
I think it was Darth. I apologize. I think it was Darth Sion. I'm not 100% right. I think it was Darth Sion. But yeah, it's Chupio. And I think the combination is going to be CLS, Han, Chewie, Chupio, and 3PO. I think that team is just going to wreck. You have to make sure. So this is one of the things, right? And this is maybe a little bit of foresight into what I was thinking. Hire your roster, for example, Ranger, might struggle in not whaling on 3PO to take advantage of that team. Because unless you get the gear level of your Chupio to be kind of equivalent to CLS, sure, right? The guard is going to end up shifting to Chupio. You need the guard to still stay on CLS.
I have to remodel a little bit.
Right? But... So if you are not whaling on him and you have a 3-star version of the character, it is going to be a lot harder for higher end rosters to be able to get the guard on CLS instead of Chupio.
Yeah.
So that is where maybe some of the whaling is going to be needed. I'm not even sure where, based on my roster, because my CLS is gear 12. And he's not modded for any health and protection. Like, he's intentionally kept low for that reason, because I want to make sure if I have to accidentally substitute somebody in that team, that CLS still maintains his guard. So he's very damage focused. And I'm not sure yet. I'm waiting for like kind of the introduction into the game, so then we get the character in GG so I can look over his stats in order to figure out whether or not a 3-star Chupio modded for health and protection can actually go above my CLS in health and protection to make sure that he does not get the guard. So that could be a potential issue.
All right,
so
we'll look at that. Darson 1972 question. Can't wait for the Chewie. His leadership quietly changed. He has been fire lately, and I have to give them huge props. Anyone still on fifth this game has approved 180 degrees. No, I'm with you on that. I've been listen. Nobody has. I think Finn can attest to this. No one has ragged their ass more than me. I am known for giving it to them when they deserve it. However, when they're getting it right, I give them mad props. I mean, I love Mando, Grief, and Kara. I thought those were really well done. This is all after the Galactic Legend debacle, right? Because, oh boy. Well, let's not bring that up. But I thought those characters were great. They looked great. They're outstanding characters. I thought the Luke event was fantastic. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I thought the rework of Vader was really good. We're getting this new character. They've updated their Unity. So yeah, I think they're a little bit on fire. God, please keep this up, CG. If I don't ever have to rant again because we're happy, I don't think anybody would be upset about that. Especially Finn. He doesn't have to hear me yelling and screaming and cussing.
I'll express my opinion on Wednesday on tonight's stream because I'm I'm a little torn. I had a conversation with somebody else in the Discord as well, and I'll explain more on tonight. I'm mostly in agreement with you, but there is part of this that I want to make sure.
Well, yeah, it's been really positive lately. However, I don't think anybody in this chat or anybody that's on live with you right now has any inklings like, okay, this is a lot of good stuff, but I don't trust you still. You have a long way to go before you get our complete.
Well, it's not even. I'll explain more tomorrow. It's not quite that. There's another part to it, but yeah. It's. I think it's a little more complicated than that, but we'll talk about it more.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I'm hopeful. But they've dashed our hopes before. Think Carlos's question. Rachel keeps saying that there are stuff going on in the background, but how is landscaping going stuff in the background for the channel? You can see right now my background. It's kind of a big deal. I completely.
Thane and his trolling.
I know, but you can see there it is. I redid my background. Still working on some stuff. So yeah. Let's see here. Next question.
Sorry, not tomorrow. It's tonight. The Wednesday night stream is tonight. If I said tomorrow, it's
I got you.
I'm tired.
I know you are. Let me look here. I'm looking for question. I'm having to do this old school, so. Thank Kyra question. Users Ranger ship logic of hero ships and generic ships. What would be the next hero ship you would like to see in the game? No red 5 in capital. Non-red 5 in capital. It's kind of important ships to have, man. I mean.
All right. I have to go now.
That's fine. Go do your thing.
So, I will see all of you guys tonight.
Yeah,
bye, peoples.
Oh boy, what other non-cap? I don't want a capital ship. God, no, I don't want a capital ship. Besides Red 5, what else could we go with? I'm just going through the list of characters in my head and like who could have something. You know, honestly, if I be honest about it, I really, besides Red 5, my biggest thing with ships is the lack of ships just in total. I don't give a rat's ass about hero ships. I mean, Red 5, yes, because that's Luke's ship. I mean, that's an iconic call sign and ship. But just for the love of God, can we just get some more ships? They don't have to have pilots on them. Please do more pilotless stuff. That have that solid foundation of different attackers, tanks, and things of that nature. I'm not really concerned about hero ships. Red 5, I'm just going through the roster, what's ones they don't have. I mean, they could do the B-Wing bomber from Rebels with Ayla. Hera. That would be a cool ship to have that you can use for Rebel fleet, but she's already on a ship, so that would kind of suck. They may have to move it, but they could do that, man. Just change some stuff around. Come on, CG. I mean, a lot of the hero characters have ships. I have to think about that one, but yeah, I just haven't thought about heroes, and I don't really like ships that much anyway. So, bleh. Question from Things. So CG does not want to make 4-3-2-1 dot slice able, since that would break the progression. What if they simply jump directly to 6 dot, but with lesser stats than 5 dot that sliced up? I don't think they're going to do that. I mean, Thing, you're making sense, and that's where you failed. Thing question: if I get matched up with Ahsoka in the next GAC, where should I stick my Luke's OP-ness, in the front or the rear? Well, wherever you think will be most effective there, buddy. I mean, do you like the front or the rear? Which way do you think it's going to go? I can't help you. That's a man question you're going to have to figure out. Let's see here. Guys, bear with me. I'm doing this old school, so I'm actually scrolling through. And if I miss your question, I'm sorry, but Nightbot's not working, so I'm having to do this. It's really old school. Think Hero question for Finn. Maz said that you listed her defense for GSC, so it's your fault that Maz isn't Kyber. Yeah, we blame Finn for everything. Finn, you suck. Way to go. Ruined Maz's thing. Let's see here. Next question. If next GSC is 3v3, how do we get the frozen carbonate tag? I do not like 3v3. CBO does not like 3v3. He does not like it in a tree. He does not like it when he tries to pee. It's real simple. You just don't attack. You put one ship on defense on your fleet. Leave everything else open. Don't put any teams down, and then go get. That's how you get frozen carbonite. Let's see. Next questions. God, it updated. I hate when it does this. Now I'm completely thrown off. Buzzsaw question: what's the most efficient GLK counter in arena for GLR with Jedis? I gotta tell you, the team, and I didn't use it, but I should have, and it worked. It was looking pretty well. If you have Jedi Knight Luke, I really think this would be pretty dope. It'll switch your teams up a little bit, but if you want to use it for Galactic Legend, like it's like Rey. I mean, this was getting. It could have worked beautifully. I just didn't. I didn't use the full team, but it's Jedi Knight Revan with Gas, Jedi Knight Luke, Grandmaster Yoda, and Hermit Yoda. I mean, they were tearing the shit out of Rey. I think that's the Nukem team that someone was telling me about. I didn't have Gas, I used Basla, and I almost pulled it off with that team. So that would take your gas from. It would take your gas team, your gas off your 501st, but you can use Shock T and still have a very, very effective team with that, and still be able to clear a lot of teams. So that's a possibility. I mean, boy, that's God. I was thoroughly impressed. You just sit there and just beat the shit out of Rey, and with Luke in there, oh my God, with Luke. And I think if I had gas in there and reduced her health and stuff, she would have died. And that team does not, with Gas in there and Luke in there, boy, it's a terror. I'm really thinking about using that moving forward because I was thoroughly impressed with that shit. That was a good suggestion from the chat. Let's see. Think Kairos' question for Millennium Finn. Now that we have Rogue One Vader, will they finally give us proper Rebels FAT? Boy, he's not here, so I don't know. Boy, let's see. Some Neo lights. For the background, maybe I could get some lights in there. Let me look at that. Maybe we'll get some lights to put it back there, but that'll just get some lights just to highlight everything. Yeah, I can see that. Maybe highlight it a little bit better. Yeah, let me see about that. That's a good suggestion. Let me write that down, actually. Lights. Lights for background. Good call. I will go look at that. And I think that's all the questions. I'm looking. Sorry if I missed your questions. I mean, bear with me, folks. I'm doing this old school. It's like, oh boy. Yeah, I think some lights would look good there. I don't see any other questions, so I'm just kind of looking. I've got lights going up to it. Look in the background here. I just turned awkwardly and my back is telling me you've messed up. Yeah, I think that would be okay. I mean, I still got some stuff I'm working on it still, so I think it'll be pretty cool to get that good quality H2O look that we're looking for. Red and purple for Revan. Now I'm gonna go crazy with it. It'll just be white lights or something, just to highlight the characters. I'm trying to think of like how I would do that and set that up. That's going to be the challenge, because I have different sections that highlight different stuff. That's all like all the Black Series stuff, and you can see that there's Rey, and I've got Emphas back there and stuff, and we could put some lights on there, and that's going to be all the Mando stuff. And then I got some that's all the new episode 9 stuff, and then that's the old school stuff, Rebels and Rogue One, and Empire, all that kind of stuff's on that side. So a little bit of a theme going with it right there. All right, let's finish up GW, check the store, and then we're going to call this one done, and then we'll get ready for tonight. VIPs, you know the deal, 7 p.m. Eastern. On the channel on YouTube, we will have the pre-stream, and then we will, at 8 p.m. Eastern, we will have the longest running live stream in the history of Galaxy Heroes. 4 years and more, so pretty amazing stuff. Again, thank you guys so much for your donations and things and your support. I just got a new laptop that we are getting set up for. I got to get a couple other things that's in the mail. Just have to wait for it to get here. I'm going to get a Wi-Fi booster so we can get better speeds. Even more, I've got pretty decent speeds. And then I've got to get a mouse for this new laptop. We got a new laptop for streaming that's going to be pretty goddamn amazing. But I do want to boost the signal. I've got to get a mouse for it because using the touch drives me nuts. And I'll be here either tomorrow or Friday. But we're going to be working on that and getting that set up. Again, this way I kind of changed my background. I'll look at the lights. I kind of like that suggestion. So make the background a little bit smoother and see stuff a little bit better. I'm all up for that. So yeah, so some good upgrades. We've upgraded a lot of stuff and made some investments in a lot of things that you guys will see the benefits of soon. And yeah, it's all trust me. We're always investing. We are definitely investing for this. So have they announced the new Chewbacca event? It's not in the game yet. So just looking at it. All right, let's see if there's any mods or anything, and then we'll call this one done. Because I need to go do a walk to work out my back a little bit. And I tell you guys, I really hurt it yesterday. It wasn't my lower back. It was my upper back. I tweaked the shit out of it. I kind of tweaked it sleeping. I felt it. And then it got progressively worse yesterday to where I had to stop what I was doing. And then I actually had to take a shower and some medicine. And then I stretched the hell out of it until I heard a... And I was like, okay, that did something good. Well, Buzzsaw, it won't just be the laptop. The laptop's going to be for one thing and one thing only, and that's to run the streams. So we're going to put everything on this laptop for stream purposes, and this is going to be our laptop that we use for traveling. It's one of the reasons we got it, so where we can take this laptop anywhere we want, and then we can use it there as well, but it'll be for streaming purposes. So that means the main PC that I have will be used for the actual games, stuff like that. So the games will run really efficient. We'll run the signal to the laptop, and all the laptop is going to be doing is doing the stream. So we don't have any kind of video degradation or anything like that. So, but yeah, I got to stretch this out. So, all right, let's look for a mod. Oh, what's in here? Let's look. Oh, I definitely need some of those. Wait, let's see. Stun guns. No stun guns, so I'll get these. Got to start working up, saving our hoarding for the old, ye old relics are going to be needing for Supreme Leader Kylo Ren and stuff. Nothing else there. No, nothing there. All right, let's see. Just check the store. No potency on it. No. Not seeing anything. That's garbage. What are you? Garbage. No, it's all garbage. It's all poop. Straight poop. It's the poop. Definitely gonna get those. All right, straight poop. All right, with that, we're going to call this one done. So on behalf of myself and the crew, thank you so much for joining us. Very much glad to have you guys here with us as we do every day. Happy hump day to all you guys. We'll see you tonight for the big stream. And the last thing we'll say, hit the thumbs up, comment, subscribe. That's like, comment, subscribe is something every YouTuber. It's really important. So guys, please hit that before you go. And then the last thing is coronavirus is still a big deal out there, folks. Let's not dick around with it. Wash your hands, keep your social distancing, wear your gloves, wear your mask. Please do it. So please do that. We'd like to keep you around here. So yes. But everyone have a great rest of your day, and we will see you tonight. Peace out.